Welcome back. Nearly 40,000 men in the UK are diagnosed with prostate cancer every single year. Now, this is a television medical first to highlight just how simple a test it is and how it can save your life. So we welcome Dr. Chris and Paul Ross, who's going to have the test for us. And just once again explain why you decided that you're going to do this for us today.
Well, my father was diagnosed with colon cancer. Thankfully, he recovered about 5 years ago. My father-in-law, Alan, had prostate cancer. He's recovered, but we were very nervous at the time that he would make it. Obviously, you know, love and care about him, and he could have had the check earlier, as so many men could have done. Thankfully, he's fine, but it's something everybody should do.
Yeah, OK. And as we said before, Chris, men are notoriously useless when it comes to looking after themselves.
Yeah, we are. I'm a man, and I totally agree with you. We are terrible with regard to symptoms, with regarding to be checked out. And, OK, you know, you're not going to sort of rush into the sort of examination, but if you've got symptoms, which I'll describe later, then this is the sort of examination you may have.
And so who is it that should have this test done?
Well, if you've got symptoms, the classic is getting up at night to pass water frequently. So frequently during the day, but at night, an urgency to go. When you stand there to wee, it might be slow to start. Your stream might be weaker than normal, you might dribble at the end, and you might have a sensation of not having totally emptied your bladder. So it's not a weak bladder because I'm getting old, it might be an enlarged prostate. The prostate may not be enlarged due to cancer, it could be benign enlargement. So those symptoms are just symptoms of an enlarged prostate.
And explain this test that you're about to do now.
Well, the prostate gland sits underneath the bladder, and you know, you can feel the back of the prostate by inserting a finger, and you go over the surface of the prostate gland, which is just a bit bigger than a walnut. And a healthy one is smooth and firm, but a one with cancer is enlarged, it's irregular surface and very craggy, very hard.
Have you had this done before?
I haven't, no.
No, OK. As I said before, I had this done last week, actually, as part of a sort of big insurance medical. All fine, thankfully. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world, and there's no two ways about it.
That's right.
But as our guys were saying earlier on, some of whom are now battling cancer because they didn't spot it.
That's right.
It's an essential test to have.
And I think compared to what women go through with the smear and the mammogram, this is really nothing.
OK, all right, well, here you go. Just explain what you're doing, Chris.
OK, so I'm adding plenty of lubrication, KY gel onto the examining finger. And of course, this will feel a bit cold to Paul's bottom end. And
you couldn't have warmed your hands then, Chris.
And then I'm just finding out where the anal orifice is, and I'm just sliding my finger in. I'm into the rectum now, feeling the back of his prostate gland, which is smooth, it's not enlarged, it's firm, but healthy firm, and in fact, you know, we have to go quite deep. I'm sorry about this, Paul, but that's the worst, and that's it over with.
And it's as fast as that.
8 seconds.
How did that feel?
It's a slightly disconcerting feeling, but not at all painful. And again, it's one of those potential lifesavers. Thank goodness it's good news. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, and you know, I went quite deep as I could go, and you have to get to the top of the prostate gland. So it would be no worse than that, Paul.
But it's and if you were to find something there, if there had been an irregularity, then what's the next step? The
next step then is to do a blood test. We don't do a blood test immediately after a rectal examination. The blood test is called the PSA test, and that's raised in cancers. Now the thing is, the question is, should we be doing PSA tests routinely on all men over the age of 50 or 60? It's a controversial subject because sometimes a PSA could be normal and yet there could be a very slow cancer growing. It could be abnormally high, but it might be a false positive. So the medical profession and the experts themselves can't agree wholeheartedly as to whether we should be doing this on all men, say over the age of 50 or 60.
Okay, well, you see a lot of guys are wearing their moustaches for Movember. This is in a sort of men's cancer, men's health month, and so thank you for doing that. Incredibly important. Chris, thank you. Holly's outside. She's got some of the guys who are coming in to have the test.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Phil. I mean, we always say when we do clinics like this that it really does make a huge difference and it can save people's lives. We've had an email from Alex in Belfast, and he sent this in to us just after we did our testicular examination clinic. He said, I would like to thank this morning for the programme showing how to test yourself for testicular cancer. After the show, I checked myself and found a lump. I went to the doctor, who's now referred me to the hospital to be tested for testicular cancer. Without your show, I would never have checked. So thank you very, very much. And that is exactly why we're doing this today. Mike and Dave Dave Hogg here with me now. Now, you're part of a group, aren't you? Tell me a little bit about this group.
It's the Prostate Action Group, and we've come up here with my brother-in-law and his brother, who've both been diagnosed with prostate cancer. My brother-in-law 5 years ago, and his brother 2 years ago. And it's through their campaign that they're running at the moment with this Prostate Action Group that's made it more aware, made us more aware of it, and certainly for myself, becoming increasingly more concerned.
Yes, and this is something you've never been tested for this before. Are you feeling nervous about it?
A little bit, yes. But these sort of things happen, and of course they're very well worthwhile.
Yes.
I've noticed over the last few months, for instance, that I've been wanting to urinate more often.
Yes. It's a classic symptom.
Absolutely, apparently. So John said, for goodness sake, go and get tested.
Yes.
And this opportunity came about. So
well, good luck. Good luck to both of you. Thank you. And Bruce as well. You're about to go and be tested as well. How are you feeling about this?
I'm fine, but then I've got cancer anyway, but a different cancer.
That's right.
And I just wanted to say to people, go and get tested, because you don't want to be leave it too late for cancer to come up on you. Well, in my case, mine spread and I'm now terminal, but it's a case of fighting the cancer in any form and just going in and getting the test done. I've not had it before, so...
And so what would you say to any man that sort of sat at home thinking, gosh, you know what, I'm not sure if I could go through that, I'm a bit nervous about the test. What would you say to him?
I'd say pluck up the courage and go and have it done.
Yeah.
It's a bit of discomfort, but it saves your life.
Okay.
That's the reality.
Thank you very much, and we wish you well as well.
Thank you
very much. And all of these chaps that are down here on the South Bank today, all of them will be going into our clinic to be tested as well. So for any further help or advice on anything that we've just been talking about, please see our website, itv.com/this morning. Now, straight after the break, Alan Carr will be here, and also Gina D'Acampo is cooking a British classic. We'll see you in a moment.